Hello everyone, welcome to Everyday Prelim series of Shantha Lakshmi IAS Academy. So today is September 5th, that is the National Teachers Day. So I wish you all a very happy Teachers Day. And let's pay tributes to our first Vice President of India, Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan on his birthday. And also, let's have a deep gratitude to our teachers who ever played or who had a major role in our life's development and the growth. So today, let's start our discussions of National Teachers Awards 2025 and second, National Institute Ranking Frameworks Rankings 2025 and third, Immigration and Foreigners Exemption Orders 2025 and fourth, about the Environment Audit Rules 2025 and finally, African country mapping, that is the Nigeria. So our first topic today, that is the National Teachers Awards 2025. So why we are discussing this? So as you all know the context, today is the Teachers Day and on this occasion, our President Draupadi Murmu is going to present awards to the selected 45 selected teachers or the outstanding educators on this day. So out of this 45, 24 are the male educators and 21 are the female educators. And these 45 teachers or the educators have been selected from the 27 states, 7 union territories and the 6 organizations. So let's see about this National Teachers Awards 2025. So what is the purpose of giving this National Teachers Awards? So why we give any award to any person or any organization? That is by recognizing his contributions, right? So in that way, same also, the purpose of giving this National Teachers Awards is to celebrate the unique contribution of some of the finest teachers in the country and also to honor those teachers through their commitment and industry not only develop the education or the quality of the school education but also enrich the lives of the many students. So that's why in order to recognize, celebrate and honor those teachers who ever played a major role in the improvement of the school quality as well as improvement of the lives of the students, will award those teachers with this National Teachers Awards as a token of gratitude for their contribution. So that is the purpose. And these awards are being given on every National Teachers Day, that is on 5th of September every year. And coming to the eligibility criteria for getting this award, see the school teachers, the heads of the schools working in recognized whether it is primary, middle, high or higher secondary schools. The teachers or the headmasters working in these schools are eligible to get award under this, are eligible to get this National Teachers Award. And these schools may be the government schools, private schools which are aided to the state or the central governments, and also the Kendriya Vidyalayas and other schools also. This award is given to only regular teachers and the heads of schools, regular teachers only, not the contract-based teachers. And the heads of schools who have a minimum experience of or minimum service of 10 years. This is the minimum 10 years. And who is not eligible to get this award? See, those are the education administrator will not get this National Teachers Award, the inspectors of the education and the staff of the training institutes also. The staff of the training institutes also will not be eligible to get this award. Also, the teacher or the headmaster should not have indulged in any other tuitions also. And the contractual teachers and the Shiksha Mitras are not eligible. Also, the retired teachers are also not eligible to get this award. So who will select or who has the authority to select those teachers who are eligible to get this award? Say the selection is at the 3-stage level. First is of this district selection committee, which is district selection committee at the district level, which is headed by the DEO, that is the district education officer, and along with some other 2 members plus 2 other members also. And here at the district level, this district selection committee will shortlist three names of the three teachers, whoever they consider, yes, these teachers have played a very major role and they have to get this National Teachers Award. And after shortlisting these three names, they will send these names to the state selection committee at the state level, and which is headed by the principal secretary or the secretary of the state education department. And they will look into the verification and all other criteria of this selected three names which are recommended by the district selection committee. And see, and for organizations and autonomous bodies, we have two separate selection committees. That is that the regional selection committee at the regional level. This regional selection committee will also select the three members, and after selecting these three members, they will send those three names to the organizational selection committee. And so these are the two stages: district selection committee and state selection committee here, and for the organizations and the autonomous bodies, regional selection committee and the organization selection committee. And after this second stage, these names will go to the independent jury, which is at the national level. And this independent jury consists of the 5 members, and out of these 5 members, 2 members must be from the government level only, and those members should be at the position of the joint secretary level. And this national jury is being supported by the NCRT also. So this independent jury at the national level will further verify the details which are submitted by their subsequent selection committees, and they will decide and they will send the final names to the Union Education Ministry. And this Education Ministry is the final authority to select or decide the teachers, whoever is eligible to get this National Teachers Award. So this is at the 3-stage selection committee for getting this National Teachers Awards. And next, moving to the indicators of performance. So how this selection committee will select the teachers based on what parameters? That is this: see, innovative pedagogy and the joyful learning. So they will see first is the innovative pedagogy and the joyful learning. They will see the teachers who are using the innovative techniques like sports, games, art, music and dance in teaching the particular material or the subject, so that the students will get easily understandable. So that is the first criteria. And second is the use of technology for learning. How the teachers are using the technology, the advanced digital technology for the simplified learning. And second is the learning material and the mentorship. How the teachers are giving the cost effective learning material, and also how the teachers are supporting the students beyond their academic levels. Is the teachers are supporting the students beyond their academic levels in ensuring the mental and the physical and the emotional support. And next comes the engagement of the community. How the teachers are being engaged with the community stakeholders like the school staff, the parents and other members at the school level. And also next is the governance of the school structure. How the teachers are being ensuring the management of the school attendance, enrollment of the students, and the performance audits like this. And also delivery of the financial and literacy numerical skills. So based on these parameters, these previous selection committees will decide and they will select the teachers. And for this 2025, 45 teachers have been selected as the outstanding educators for their exceptional role in these particular indicators. Now coming to our second topic, that is the National Institute Ranking Frameworks 2025. And these rankings have been released by the Ministry of Education, spotlighting the best institutions across the categories like engineering, management, medical, dental and law and other areas also. So let's see about the ranking first. So this year, these rankings are being given under the 17 categories, which include the overall category, universities, colleges, research institutions, engineering colleges, management colleges, pharmacy, medical colleges, dental, law, architecture and planning, agriculture and the allied sectors, innovation, Open University category, Skill University, State Public University, and the Sustainable Development Goals also. So this year, this National Institute Ranking Framework has been awarded in the 17 categories. See, let's see the top ranker in this each category. In the overall category, IIT Madras. IIT Madras has stood as the top institute. And this is the 10th time the IIT Madras has been stood in the first place in this National Institute Ranking Framework. And now coming to the universities, that is the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. And coming to the college, Hindu College, Delhi. Hindu College, Delhi stood in the first place. And research institutes, here also Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. And next coming to the engineering, here also IIT Madras. Management, IIM Ahmedabad. Next pharmacy, Jamia Hardat, New Delhi. And next medical aims, New Delhi. Dental also aims New Delhi only. Law is National Law School University of India, Bangalore. Agriculture and planning, it is the IIT Roorkee. And agriculture and the allied sector, Indian Agricultural Research Institute. And coming to the innovation also, IIT Madras. Open University, that is the IGNOU, Indira Gandhi National Open University. Skills University, that is the Symbiosis University of Pune, Maharashtra. And next State Public University, that is the Jadavpur University. And coming to the Sustainable Development Goals, here also IIT Madras has bagged the first place. And now coming to the top 10, whoever is there in the top 10 in the overall category, that is the 24 state universities, 22 private deemed universities, 19 IITs and the Indian Institute of Science of Bangalore, 9 private universities, 8 national institutes of technology, 7 central universities, 5 medical institutions, 4 ISERs, and 1 is the Indian Agricultural Research Institute. So these are represented in this top 10 in the overall category. And now coming to the top 10 higher educational institutions in this overall ranking, those are the IIT Madras in the first place. This is this 10th time this is bagging this first place in this National Institute ranking frameworks. And second comes the Indian Institute of Science Bangalore, and third comes the IIT Bombay, fourth IIT Delhi, fifth IIT Kanpur, sixth IIT Kharagpur, seventh IIT Roorkee, and the 8th AIMS Delhi, 9th JNU Delhi, and the 10th also BHU. There is a Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. So these are the rankings of this particular year. There is no need to remember all these things, but remember IIT Madras is the 10th time is getting is the first place in this National Institute ranking frameworks. Now coming to the what is this National Institute ranking frameworks? So this is a methodology to rank the performance of these universities, and it was launched in 2015. So on what basis it will award or rank these institutions? So that is the 5 parameters. That is, first is the teaching, learning and the resources out of 100 marks, and it carries this 0.30% weightage. And next is the research and the professional practice, also with the 0.3% weightage. And next is the graduation outcomes, 0.20% weightage. And next outreach and inclusivity, 0.1% weightage. And next is the perception, that is the 0.1%. Now coming to a third topic, that is the Immigration and the Foreigners Exemption Order 2025. So this was launched on 1st September. These orders were given on 1st September 2025 by the Ministry of the Home Affairs. But now, why is this in news? Because after giving these orders of Immigration and the Foreigners Exemption Orders 2025, the members of the All Assam Students Union yesterday launched a statewide hunger strike demanding to forego or to retrieve this order. And they are insisting that, see, this order has some exemptions to the newly enacted act, that is the Immigration and the Foreigners Act 2025, regarding the foreigners entry, stay and movement and exit into the India. So these orders have been giving some exemptions to some particular categories of foreigners in terms of carrying the passport and other areas. So regarding that, the Assam members are saying that they will not accept any division of foreigners on the religious lines. They do not accept any foreigners into their land. They are scared of losing their identity if the foreigners will come and stay at their place. So that's why the Assamese people are demanding to withdraw these orders. So let's see what are these orders. So before going into the orders, and these orders have been given under this act, that is the Immigration and the Foreigners Act 2025, which was recently passed in the past parliament session. And this act has replaced the 4 laws. Those are this Passport Entry into India Act 1920, the Registration of the Foreigners Act 1939, the Foreigners Act 1946, the Immigration Carriers Liability Act 2000. So by replacing and subsuming all these laws, now we have only Immigration and the Foreigners Act 2025. So it is a consolidated law which deals with the India's regime of entry, stay, movement and the exit of the foreigners in India. It will deal with the how the foreigners will enter into India, how they will stay, how they will move and how they will exit from India. So looking into the features of this act, see, first is the possession of the valid documents. It tells that, yes, for any foreign national to enter into India, those persons should have a valid passport or a travel document assigned by any designated authority. That is the possession of the valid documents. And second is the entry and the exit via notified post. So this particular act also designated some immigration post offices at the airport level, seaport level, railways and other areas. So at those points only, from those points only the foreigners can enter or exit into India. And then next comes the powers of the immigration officer. So this act gave the full authority to the officers of the immigration post in deciding or giving the final approval whether the person should be entered to India or not. That is the full powers have been given to the immigration officer through this act. And next comes the defined registration and the control mechanism. So this act also defined the registration of these foreigners. The foreigners have to register with the concerned foreign registration officers. And at the local level, the superintendent of police and the DCB have been associated or entrusted with the implementation of this act. And at the regional level, there is a network of the foreigners regional registration officers. And these will look into the registration of the foreigners stay. And the next comes the obligations of the accommodation providers and the institutions. So this act says that whoever is providing the accommodation to the foreigners, that is the hotels, hostels or any other religious institutions or any other institutions, they have to take the particulars of the foreigners, that is they have to check and verify the particular details of the foreigners and they have to take the thumb impression also and they have to report these particulars in the electronic form within 24 hours. Within 24 hours into of their foreigner entry as well as the foreigner exit. And the next comes the educational and the medical notifications. So it also said that this law also gave some regulations to the educational and the medical institutions, whoever is concerned with accepting the foreigners and giving the education as well as the medical treatment. For the medical hospitals, it said that the medical hospitals where the foreigner's birth or death is registered or happened, they have to submit the birth and the death of the foreigners within 7 days to the concerned authority through the electronic format. And the next comes the special permit for the protected or the restricted areas. The foreigners, if they want to access to the protected and the restricted areas, they will not go with only the passport and the travel document. They have to get this special permit to access to these protected and the restricted areas. So these are the features of the newly enacted Immigration and the Foreigners Act 2025. And through this act only on this 1st September 2025, the Ministry of Home Affairs has released or some orders, that is the exemption orders to these acts. So whoever are exempted under this act, we'll see that. See, the Nepal and the Bhutan nationals have been exempted from this act, saying that if the Nepal and the Bhutan nationals do not have the passport or visa, yes, they can enter into India by land or air. They do not need to possess any passport or the visa to enter into India, and they also exempted from other routes also. They can, if they have the valid passports, this Nepal and the Bhutan nationals enter into India via the other routes, but not with this China, Macau, Hong Kong, and the Pakistan. And next comes about this Indian Armed Forces personnel. This is with respect to Army, Navy, and the Air Force. So these personal armed forces in duty, they do not have to carry the national passport or the valid passport for entry or exit into the India. Even this exemption applies to the family members also. And the next comes the Tibetan refugees. So these Tibetan refugees, whoever is registered with the Indian authorities and holding the valid certificates, they have been exempted with the entry conditions by period of 2003 Act and the commencement and the after. They have been also exempted with respect to the period. And next comes the minorities from Afghanistan, Bangladesh, and the Pakistan. So those are the minorities, excluding Muslims. Those are the Hindu, Sikhs, Buddhist, Jains, Parsis, and the Christians. For these members also, this for Immigration and the Foreigners Act do not apply, and they can enter on or before they can enter to India on or before 31st of December 2024 due to religious persecution in their own country, even without having any valid documents or with expired passports or the visas. They can stay in India. This is given with the Citizenship Amendment Act 1955 also, right? The Amendment Act, which gave this citizenship to these minorities from Afghanistan, Bangladesh, and Pakistan of Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jains, Parsis, and Christians, whoever has been religiously persecuted in their countries. And next, about the Sri Lankan Tamil refugees. So the registered individuals who sought shelter in India up to 9th Jan 2015, they were exempted from restrictions for stay and the exit. So whoever the Sri Lankan Tamil refugees entered in India and took a shelter up to 9th Jan 2015, so they also do not need to process any valid documents, and they are exempted from the restrictions for stay and the exit also. They can stay and exit also. And next, the restrictions on mountaineering and protected areas also been given under this orders. Now moving to the fourth topic, that is the Environment Audit Rules 2025. So why we are discussing this? So on August 29, 2025, so this Union Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has brought this Environment Audit Rules 2025 in line with the ease of doing business and the trusted governance. So we'll see about these audit rules. The name itself tells us that these rules are concerned with the environment auditors. So, who is an environment auditor? What is the function of this auditor? This environment auditor will see whether the particular project or the particular organization is following the rules and laws of the environment. In short, they will see the complaints of the organizations, complaints of the environment laws by the particular organizations. So, this is the environment auditor. And this Environment Audit Rules 2025 have been come under the Environment Protection Act 1986. What is the aim of this audit rules? To establish a structured framework for certification, registration, and regulation of the environment auditors. And these environment auditors will look into the project under these laws. Those are the Environment Protection Act 1986, Aid Prevention and the Control of Pollution Act 1981, Water Prevention and the Control of Pollution Act 1974, next the Wildlife Protection Act 1976, and also the Van Sanrakshan Evan Sambardhan Adhiniyam 1980, which previously called as the Forest Conservation Act 1980. So under these laws, whichever the projects have been come, these environment auditors will look into the environmental compliance of the organization under this act. So what is the need of this environment audit rules now? See, currently This auditing has been entrusted with the Central Pollution Control Board, State Pollution Control Boards, and other pollution committees of the states. And these organizations or these institutions have been facing with the issues of manpower, resources, technology, and other areas for auditing this environment laws. So in order to address these issues, so now independent environment auditor has to be come up for doing the ease of doing business. So that's why this environment audit rules have been come up now. So key features of these rules. So under these rules, the certification of the auditors will be done by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change designated environment audit designated agency. So first, the ministry will designate one agency as the environment audit designate agency. And this agency will turn certify the auditors. And how, on what basis they will certify that yes, this person is an environment auditor? On the basis of two criteria, that is the recognized prior learning, that means the scrutiny of the qualification and the prior experience, and also through the conduct of an examination. So based on these two criteria, this environment audit designate agency will certify that person as an environment auditor. And it also told that the auditing is done by only by the registered environment auditors only. The auditing of any particular project or any organization will be done only by the registered environment auditors. The assessment of project of by this registered environment auditor is based on what criteria? That is, it is given randomly only. There is no specific condition or criteria to give this particular auditor, yes, you have to go and do this audit based on nothing criteria. There is no criteria. They have to be assigned a project in the random method. And what are the responsibilities of this environment auditor? That is the sampling, analysis, compensation, calculation, and the verification of all the employment environment compliance laws, and giving the green credit program, extended producer responsibility of the e-waste, like that, etc. So what is the use of this environment auditor rules now? What is the use? See, with this, any private auditor will also become an environment auditor. So that's how it will ensure the third party verification. Third party verification, which will strengthen the environment auditing compliance or the governance. And with this, by having the technical expertise of this environment auditors, the ease of doing business in this environment auditing will also be done faster. And coming to your final topic, that is the Nigeria. So here you can locate your Nigeria on the west coast of the West Africa. And that is the country of the West Africa with the capital Abuja. And its largest city is the Lagos. And this Nigeria is the most populous country in the Africa. In Africa, this Nigeria has the most population, highest populated country. And coming to the drainage, River Niger, Benue, Lake Chad, and the Lake Kainji. It is not for this. Its official language is English only. And this Nigeria is the fourth largest economy of Africa. And here you can locate the neighbors or the neighborhood or the border countries of this Nigeria. That is the Cameroon here, Chad here, Niger, and the Benin, and the Atlantic Ocean also. And these are the major rivers, that is the Benue and the river Niger, and Lake Kanji and the Lake Chad, which is of this Chad country, will also flow through this Nigeria. So that's all for today. Thank you.